Thank you all for joining. We'll give just a moment to clear the waiting room. Good afternoon. This is an administrative hearing before the Entertainment Division of the Mayor's Office of Consumer Affairs and Licensing. Today is Thursday, September 11th, 2025. This hearing is being conducted pursuant to temporary amendments to the open meeting law. That is what allows us to meet virtually. This hearing is being recorded and will be posted to the City of Boston's website. We are joined today by the Executive Director of the Mayor's Office of Consumer Affairs and Licensing, Kathleen Joyce, and Director of Operations, Rebecca Fu. There's only one item on this afternoon's agenda. I will read the item into the record. I will ask who is present on behalf of the applicant. You'll make a brief presentation regarding your proposal, followed by questions by the Entertainment Division, and an opportunity for testimony, beginning with elected officials or their representatives. For members of the general public who wish to testify, please limit your testimony to 2 minutes, and please state your name, address, and affiliation, if any. The only item before the Entertainment Division this afternoon is Apex Bar and Lounge, Inc., doing business as Apex Bar and Lounge, located at 150 State Street. The application is to add the entertainment categories of disc jockey, dancing by patrons, karaoke, instrumental and vocal music up to 5 performers each, trivia, and floor show 7 days a week until 2 a.m. on the 6th and 7th floor roof deck. Who is present on behalf of the applicant?
Tito Jackson from Apex Rooftop Bar and Lounge.
Thanks for being with us this afternoon, Mr. Jackson. If you could please outline the requested entertainment to the Entertainment Division.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair and staff. First, I want to compliment and thank the MoCal staff who has dealt with several one days over the past year. So I just want to thank Becca and Awilda for all of the ink that they have had to deal with over the past year. So we opened a little bit over a year ago. We are the only rooftop R&B speakeasy in the city of Boston currently. It has been a very popular, the live entertainment component has been very popular. People love the addition of another type of music in the area. We have a very diverse crowd that comes really internationally. Last night, we have on Wednesday nights we have R&B karaoke, and we had someone from Reykjavik, Iceland, and I did not know that they had R&B, Icelandic R&B, which is really wonderful. So initially, we thought that the building had the proper zoning. We were under that impression. We actually did not. So I went through the full zoning process to add live entertainment to the building. Have also now sent over the new and updated documentation to Becca that for our inspection that actually has and denotes that we have the entertainment component. So I want to again thank you, Madam Chair, for amazing staff that have helped us. We currently have 6 cameras. We are actually doubling the number of cameras and moving to a system where we have a 60-day backup of the memory. We currently have a web-based component now, but this will be on site. We, under our current non-live, we actually didn't have Mondays. We're actually going to be putting forward a modification to that to have our Mondays, so it would be 7-day. We are in the context of businesses that most of them have a 2 a.m. license. I realize that competition is not a component that is looked at, but we are in an area and a context in which many of the businesses that operate in the area do have licenses, and so that are 2 a.m. and we are consistent with that. We also have designated inside of our organization a resident liaison who will field any issues that any of the residents have. I have actually been in touch with residents in the area, and actually, anytime and there hasn't been many, but any issue that there has been, we actually give my cell phone number directly, and want to mitigate or address any issue in real time, so that we have a really good relationship with the neighborhood and community, and continue to be present at the Wharf District Council on a regular basis. We put this forward, and really look forward to any and all questions. And again, compliments to the staff that has dealt with us. And I would just note, what we put forward is basically codifying what we've already done. So we're not actually, there's not a change in what's going on. This just allows for us to not have to do 1 days on such a regular basis, and just puts it in and codifies it for the course of a year. Thank you so much for the opportunity to present before you.
Thank you. I think you've actually anticipated a lot of the division's questions, but we'll see if Director Joyce or Director Fu have any questions for you.
I might have done, I might have sat in on one or two of these in the past.
You're going right down my list of questions. But again, I do have the greatest staff, and Rebecca is always kind enough to give me these questions ahead of time because, as you know, she works with entertainment licenses all the time. But bear with me as we go through it. I have yet to visit Apex. It's on my list of places to go out and take a look at. So can you explain to me about how the rooftop works? Is it open, closed during entertainment? Is it both? And how that works with the entertainment?
Yeah, and it's kind of both, Madam President. When you turn 21, you will please bring your ID, and we will allow you to come in if you know. But I think when you kind of think about the rooftop there, it could be also synonymous kind of with skylight kind of thing, because it's actually a retractable roof that has a hydraulic system that moves it forward and back, and it takes up about it allows for opening of about half of the top space, and the objective would be, currently it can be open for the non-live. Hopefully, we can allow for it to be open for the live, and we again, it is also weather specific, and so through the winter, as well as through inclement weather, we actually have a rain sensor that actually automatically closes it, or we can actually close it currently. Close it on our own. So that would be the kind of dynamic in terms of how the structure is set up.
Okay. So forgive me, were any of the one-time apps that you pulled, was that entertainment with the roof open? I'm just trying to get at whether or not there was any issues with sound.
Mhm.
When I say neighbors, like anyone in the area, like if you heard back from abutters or anyone, that there was some sound issues.
Yeah, so I did have one instance where that happened. We actually have been in touch with one of our neighbors around sound. Actually, two of our neighbors around sound, and we were able to in real time deal with that issue. And so those are pretty far and few between. They indicated to me actually 90% of the time it's not an issue. It was just those two times.
That's great to hear. I think some of these issues can be resolved with just giving the neighbor a 24-hour contact so that you can adjust stuff in real time. As a city, we're trying to explore having more options like this, but also realizing that sometimes this comes with a quality of life impact on neighbors. So trying to find that balance. And I think
Yeah.
something as straightforward as offering up a contact so that they can call in real time instead of me waiting to get, or Rebecca waiting to get an email the next day. And then we're trying to figure that out. And then so you're requesting, the hours you're requesting are 7 days. For live entertainment. What time will it be on Friday through Sunday? Is it gonna be, is the request until 2 a.m.?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Mhm.
And who is the manager here?
I am the manager.
You are, okay. And so you'll be there on premise most of the time?
When I started this, all my hair was black, Madam Chair, and yes, I will be there. I stay up late now, but yes, I am there, and then we hopefully will be bringing on additional staff. But I am there. And frankly, I am pretty protective of the vibe that we curate there. Because I think it is a really important component. And as you know, this is in centrally located, and so it's really important to me. So I'm there all the time.
Okay, and is this your first entree into restaurant, nightclub, speakeasy world?
So I have long time ago. I actually did security at a bar and well, I shouldn't say lounge. It was just a bar when I was in school at University of New Hampshire, and then also I have worked the door at a couple of Boston-based spots. But in terms of actual management, this has been my first entree into it over the past year.
Okay. And I know you're requesting dancing by patrons. Does that mean you're gonna have a dance floor? You're gonna move tables and chairs back?
Yes, we would move the tables and chairs and allow for folks to dance. And I'm trying to be proactive here. One of the things that happens when you play good music, Madam Chair, is that people have a tendency to want to dance. And so I really want to be proactive relative to what happens relative to the type of music that we play.
Okay. And confirming for our notes, how many instruments are you requesting? Vocal.
Five, five at
Okay.
max.
Do you plan on using promoters?
I'm not a big fan. I'll be honest with you. We have done most of our own events. We do have on occasion private events where there is a individual who actually books the facility. But we typically, again, I'm very uh, uh, I shouldn't say guarded, but I am very deliberate about what we're putting out into the community, and it means a great deal to me and my staff. We at this point have, not to brag, but we have about 1,200 five-star reviews, and I don't put our reputation in the hands of others. So that is not my plan at this time.
Okay. Should you use promoters? I'm
Mhm.
requesting that you notify the board in writing. We have a
Mhm.
promoter this weekend. Also, as the manager of this place, the licenses are in your name. And just to remind you that when you do use promoters, you can't delegate the responsibilities to another person. So
Mhm.
if you do use them, I would highly recommend you sit down with them and go over your licenses with them so they understand what time they have to stop, what happens if there's a noise complaint, manage their expectations as a promoter, and to make it very clear to everyone that end of the day, it's your name that's on the line, and it's your license.
Yes,
And then cover charges, do you plan on using cover charges?
I do.
Do you understand they just have to be posted?
Absolutely.
Okay. And then explain to me your security staff.
Yeah. So we have at any one time 4 to 5 security staff that are on. We do an extensive training with them because our building is typically, unless private, a 21 plus facility. We use a electronic scanner for each and every person who enters. At the point of sale or payment, we actually banned every single individual who's coming into the space. That notes that two things, that they're 21 and their ID has been checked, as well as that they have paid. In addition, we have constant communication amongst our staff. And that we also, when there is an incident, we have an incident reporting protocol, that there's a written incident report that is on record when there is any issue. And we are have a good relationship with the Boston Police Department, and when there is or has been issues, we have been able to reach out proactively to have those conversations with them, and we're really grateful at the folks over at A1.
Okay.
Mhm.
Are the security staff your employees or are they third-party security?
Again, Madam Chair, I'm very guarded. I don't push that out. They are actually Apex staff.
Okay.
And so we are very thoughtful about the way, frankly, we really look at it from a concierge service side, not having the mentality of like a bouncer mentality. We really want individuals who are going to connect with our guests and treat them with respect, dignity, and hospitality. That's a really big component of what we're trying to connect with people. And so these are individuals who are actually on our payroll.
Okay. Um, that sounds good. I'm gonna just ask for you to send us a summary of your security and operations plan, just so we can have it on file.
Mhm.
Um, and I'm gonna see if Rebecca has any questions that I may have missed that she's looking for answers for.
Tito, it's really good to hear that you're guarded about your business, as most places should be, to make sure it, runs well. So I am not sure if you covered this, but can you tell me about your community process? I know you mentioned Wharf District Council.
Yeah. So we have and again I see Connor, and I'm grateful for the ONS staff. Eva has also been very helpful. We have had multiple community engagements over the past actually several years relative to this building. But we had presentations with the Wharf District Council. We had a Butters meeting, and also have continued to engage with local residents, as well as local businesses in the area. One of the things that I most enjoy about being in the area, and in particular, Madam Chair, for the businesses that are in the area, all of our security staff connect. And when if there ever is an issue, people actually have a really good relationship, and we look out for each other. And that goes into sometimes operationally. That also means that I might have to borrow napkins from somebody next door. But that just is an indication of the neighborhood, and the realization that if we all do well, then we'll all do better. Right. And so I would just note that that's been kind of part and parcel to what's happened. And so we continue to have that level of connectivity with the businesses, but also with the residents in and around the community. And we often see residents from multiple of the buildings that are in there, and several of the businesses that are in our building. So we are very proud of that connected relationship.
Then I know you've been operating under one-time licenses. Has the roof been retracted and you've operated live entertainment under the one-timers?
After clarification, no. We
But
have.
before you have.
Yeah, well, we had
Oh,
yeah, we did have a conversation, and we got clarity relative to that component, and so we typically have that the DJs on six typically now, but yeah, so we've been thoughtful around that. We also have a really cool violinist who's a R&B violinist who helps us out when we do brunches, which is also really cool. But we have thankfully, and again, Becca, thank you for your candor and direction throughout this process.
what, where are your closest residential abutters?
The two largest and closest facilities, one would be One India, and then the other would be the Custom House, which are both across the street from us.
Think you stated that it's only 21 plus for Apex?
Yeah, barring any private event, but in terms of our day to day, yeah, we operate as a 21 plus facility.
And last question, other than the rooftop area, do you have staff that go around and take sound readings throughout the night or go out to check to make sure it's not too loud
Absolutely. We do. We have a app that allows
Mhm.
for us outside of the facility to take readings
Okay.
relative to the sound. Because that's obviously something that we think about. My staff does it, but also I do it. I have it on both of my phones, and you will see me outside taking those readings.
Awesome. I think that concludes all of my questions. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Becca.
Joyce, any further questions?
Nope, sorry.
Great. With that, we will see if there are any individuals who would like to testify, beginning with elected officials or their representatives.
Yes, Madam Chair, Connor Newman with the Mayor's Office of Neighborhood Services. At this time, the Mayor's Office would like to defer to the judgment of you. Some background on the community process. As you've heard from the applicant, they've had a number of public meetings throughout the years. I think for this particular proposal, we had flyers distributed to abutters within 300 feet. We did not receive any feedback from those abutters. And as typical, they checked in with the Wharf District Council, which I believe was supportive of this proposal. We're unaware of any concerns with that. We'll defer. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Luigi, I'm going to ask you to provide your testimony as well.
Hi, Madam Chair, members of the board. My name is Luigi Natali. I work for State Representative Aaron Michaelowicz, and we are in full support of this proposal.
Thank you very much, and thank you to Rep. Michaelowicz for the testimony. For any other individuals with us this afternoon who would like to testify on this matter? There were no further questions and no further individuals wishing to testify. The Entertainment Division will take this matter under advisement. I know that there will be a public comment period running. At the conclusion of the comment period, the Entertainment Division will issue a written decision. That will adjourn this hearing. Thank you and enjoy the rest of your day.
Thank you.
Thank you.